In this video, we're going to be using Tobbs Tobacco Leaf Shaving Cream and the Gold $1.66 honed by Diamond Dave card. Stay tuned. Hey there, folks, and welcome back for another video. I'm your host, CDB. Thanks so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. And as mentioned before, today we're going to be using Taylor of Old Bond Street. This is tobacco leaf, and this has a great scent to it. Very unexpected. It says on there it's made with cedar oil, but I don't get any cedar scent, which is a good thing because I'm not a big, huge fan of cedar, actually. But the scent on this is a warm, bright tobacco, like tobacco and citrus. We'll go ahead and put the notes for you right there. We have tobacco, bergamot, grapefruit, coffee, and leather. But I would say I get more of the tobacco and citrus than the coffee and leather. It's a really nice tobacco scent, and this was kindly sent to me by the inspector, by the way, from the inspector's den. So I'll link his channel below. He liked it so much he wanted me to try it, and I like the scent as well. The cost on it's $20.99 for 5.3 ounces. And on a cost chart there, that is $3.96 an ounce, which is a good price. And this comes out of England. Tobbs creams have been around for a very long time. We'll show you the ingredients right there. And let's get another whiff of this because I really like it. Scent strength is at least medium on this. Very, very nice scent. So I look forward to using Tobbs tobacco leaf today. We're also going to be using Diamond Dave cards, Gold $1.66 edge. Dave kindly sent this to me, and I look forward to using it. I'm sure it will be good because I know Dave likes to put a lot of effort and study into everything he does. He's a tremendous straight razor shaver, shavette shaver. As you know, I'll link his channel below as well. We have our standard 24 hours of growth today, and we'll hope not to get that little spot right there. That's a blemish, not a cut from shaving. Wetting the face here with just plain water, no chupacabra oil or anything like that. The brush for today is the Simpson Trafalgar T3 and our Captain's Choice copper bowl. And I think we've got a pretty nice workable lather here with the Tobbs tobacco leaf. And this really is a nice scent. Honestly, it's not one I think I would have ever picked up just because, you know, I don't know. It never really spoke to me in terms of just tobacco leaf. I do like tobacco scents, but they're not always my very favorite scent. But this is quite a good one. If you are a fan of that sweet, not pipe tobacco, but tobacco leaf, which is sweet, tends to be, this is a very nice scent. And Tobbs is an easy cream to lather if you're new. And by the way, speaking of new folks, we had a new viewer, Rick, who found the videos via Google search for a leaf product, the twig. And so once again, we've spoken about this recently. Whereas products like the leaf or twig or maybe supply razor who market and get outside our hobby, they bring folks to us who maybe never even considered straight razor shaving. So Rick, if you're watching this, welcome. We're glad to have you, and please ask all the questions you need to. We will make sure you have a great experience, or at least give you the best counsel we can to make sure that shaving will become very enjoyable for you. And you sort of climb into this rabbit hole we're all deeply in already. All right, let's rinse the handle of the brush off and rinse our hands off. And of course, cut that back because I don't need to shave clear down to my clavicle like my Italian buddy Shady there. Sorry for the joke there. But anyway, let's see how we do with Diamond Dave card. I'm going to call it the Diamond Edge just because why not? And let's see how we do today with Dave Card's Edge. Very nice so far. You can usually tell within the first few strokes. I mean, I always say I learn more on my neck because it's actually the toughest and the most sensitive, but I can immediately tell right now this is an edge that is refined. You know, there's no roughness to it. You can tell within the first few strokes. I get a better feel for sharpness on my neck, and that's very nice. You can hear it cutting there, at least I hope you can. Very nice. I'm not surprised at all that this is a good edge because Dave is one of those folks who's sort of a technician when it comes to shaving. He really efforts to, or endeavors, I should say, to be a really good technical shaver and learn as much as he can about things. He's got his sequence down to where his shaves are very short. He doesn't say a whole lot, but it's just like a clinic of shaving technique. If you watch him, he just really puts it together nicely, and he knows exactly what to do on his face, which is really what everybody should endeavor to do, is learn what works best for your face. And it's not the same for everyone across the board. The stretching might be different. The type of strokes might be different. Some people take very long strokes. Some people take choppier strokes. And it strictly depends on your face, your beard, your blade, and all those things. And Dave is one of those people that studies that. And he's mapped out pretty much the perfect sequence for him to be very effective and quick and efficient. And of course, me, I like to take a little more time and yap, during the video and just sort of talk about the experience. But technique-wise, Dave would be somebody that you would want to watch. If you want to see somebody who can quickly and efficiently get things done, he's the one to watch. All right, that was very nice. Very nice indeed. The edge is as good as I thought it would be. It is very, very good. So I expected it, honestly. As soon as Dave said he was going to send an edge, I knew it was going to be good. And it is. No surprise there at all. First pass, very nice. No trouble at all with that. And let's get lathered up for pass number 2. Again, the scent on this is a surprisingly good scent. Thank you, Inspector. He got this for himself, and then he was like, this has some citrus in it, and it's kind of a different take on tobacco. And so I think CDB will like it, and I'm flopping suds all over the place here. One thing with the Tobbs, so they're not gonna generally be quite as thick and dense as your other shaving soaps in terms of lather. But really, as I've been saying, all you need is a little thin sheen of slickness. So on this pass, what I'm going to try to do here is I'm going to go deliberately a little on the thin side. So the lather that I'm going to use for this pass, a lot of folks would say, oh, that's not a very good lather. Well, I'm doing this on purpose. And the reason is I just want to demonstrate. All I need is a little bit of thickness. So I'm going to try to work that down to where it's pretty thin. About right there. See how you can still see skin under there. Let me rinse this off a little bit. You see, that is not a show lather by any stretch. That would be what people would call a bad lather, let's say, visually. But I'm here to tell you right now, that lather has got plenty of slickness and goodness in it, and it's going to allow for this razor to do its work. And that's really where it is. It's not about making a lather that looks a certain way. It's about making a lather that is effective for shaving. And so I can't emphasize that enough for new people. You don't need a Santa Claus beard. You might want a Santa Claus beard, and if you do, that's okay. Can you hear that feedback? Hear that? Cutting very effectively that edge. And the Tobbs there is just allowing it to glide very, very nicely. And so despite you seeing what folks on YouTube would call a bad lather, gliding around perfectly, the blade. Hopefully you can hear the feedback there. The blade is not sticking or hanging. It's moving along just fine, as I hope you can see there. And that is on a very thin lather. And I hope I just didn't go over that little blemish right there and cut it. I might have, but either way, it's fine. But plenty slick enough on the lather there. That's what I really want to do. Get across, and I think I'll do the final pass even more thin just to once again demonstrate a point. When you hear people who are cracking on folks lather and saying that guy's a bad lather or this guy's a bad lather. How's the shave coming out? Is the blade gliding across the skin and cutting well? If it is, you got the slickness you need. Now, I am not one of those people who sort of believe in this so-called protection and all that kind of stuff. For me, I want the blade to be close to my face. If you have what they call a lot of cushion, and cushion is, sort of pushing back, and for me, that's not beneficial for getting a close shave. You see how thin that lather is? You see the razor glide? It's slick. That's all you need. So if you're new, don't be bummed out if your lather doesn't look like, again, Santa Claus beard, or like you put, buttercream on your face or something, or, meringue or what have you. Be more concerned with the blade being able to glide on your face. That's the key. Once again, here the edge, very, very nice. We're gonna see for the third pass here, and again, this is just for demonstration purposes to really prove a point here that, because I think oftentimes I'll see in the forums, I'll see in Shave of the Days, or I'll see people, pounding their chest and pointing to a certain lather and going, this is a good lather. And for me, the definition of a good lather is one where it's slick enough for the shave to come out right. So here I got some extra hydration in this because I put my brush in a little like brush scuttle there. Got some water in it. And again, we're going thin deliberately on this pass. Just again to show you that, look, see how thin that is? Now, with Tobs, it doesn't need to be that thin. You can make it thick if you want to. But today on the second and third passes, I wanted to deliberately go a little more on the thin side. And there is hydration in there. That is the key. Hydration is the key to making it slick. And so let's get that sort of wiped down a little bit. See how thin that is? That is what people on Uber hobbies would say, oh, that's a bad lather. He doesn't know how to lather. How does the shave go? How does the blade glide? That is the key for me. And I would say that probably I've made as many lathers over the years on YouTube as anybody else, probably more than most. And so if the shave goes well and the blade is able to do its work, that's the key. It's not about, pounding your chest. It's about allowing this blade, which is very sharp and has a wonderful edge, to do its job. That's all there is to it. And one of the things you'll notice about most of the European shavers, this is a lesson I've learned from them. They don't spend all day lathering. They get to it and they achieve. Rarely will you see them cut or nick themselves. And they'll often have lathers that are, not all. I think Johan tends to take a little more time. But a lot of them do not mess around spending all day and night to lather. They just get right to it. And today, that's sort of what I wanted to do also, sort of in the style of Dave Card. Now, I will say that if they wanted to make a beautiful show lather, they certainly can, but they don't really typically spend a lot of time doing it. And as you can see, as long as you're doing your job properly, and as long as I don't make mistakes, technically, with the razor here, it will be just fine. Yeah, feels great, actually. Nice and slick. Great edge, Dave. Really, really phenomenal edge. Honestly, I didn't expect any less. And I would be very happy if I produced this edge myself consistently. Very nice. Cuts beautifully. And as you can see, that lather there, thin, but that razor, can you hear that? Hear it popping those hairs off. And there is some residual slickness there as well. Easy for you to say. Very, very nice. Very nice indeed. So don't let anybody tell you that you need a slick Santa Claus beard lather, because I've just shown you, you do not. Even with a straight razor, a thin hydrated lather will work just fine. If you're new, and this is the audience I'm talking to, don't beat yourself up over the way a lather looks. The way a lather looks is mostly about folks bragging. I'm just going to be honest with you. Very nice. Very, very nice. Now, that said, if you take personal pride in the way your lather looks, it's not a knock against you. I just don't want new people to be bummed out, because it has happened. Some people will email me. They'll email me. Easy. Let's try that again. Some folks will email me and they'll say, I'm just so discouraged. My lathers don't look like so-and-so's or yours. And I'm like, hey, how's the shave going? Perfect. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. So that is the lesson for you new folks today. Definitely work on your lather. Get the consistency that works best for you. But in most cases, as long as you have that slickness, you're going to be fine. You're going to be just fine. So do not worry about it. And if someone tells you you have a crap lather and you're getting excellent shaves, ignore them. They're not to be listened to. That's the bottom line. Okay, let me rinse and we'll come back, get into the post. Stay tuned. All right, and we are back in off cam. We did a warm water rinse. Then we used the alum, rubbed it on our face. Very little in the way of stinging. And then we did a cold water rinse. And then we followed it up with Thayer's Witch Hazel Cucumber Magic, because it's made by Witches. The edge today was brilliant. Dave Card's Diamond Edge, as I'm calling it. Excellent. I expected no less. Thank you, Dave. Excellent job on this. Really smooth, sharp. Big thumbs up on that. The cream, Tobacco Leaf cream from Tobbs. And today we lathered it. The first pass, we lathered it. Boy, I'm tongue twisted today. Woo! I lathered it in a normal way. The subsequent two passes deliberately with thin lathers, just to illustrate, folks, you don't need all of that Santa Claus beard stuff. If you like it, again, it's okay. But if you are new, do not be discouraged by the way your lather looks if it's working effectively. That is the key to get an effective close shave. All right, we used the Simpson Trafalgar T3. Sold out most places now, but it is a great synthetic brush. Captain's Choice Copper Bowl. And we will close it out today with a classic Clubman Vanilla. And this is decanted into a hot sauce bottle. And I'll link the products that are available for you below if you're interested. But as always, I don't ask you to buy anything. But if you're interested, the links are there for your convenience. Woo! And just like that, we've had an excellent shave. No nicks, cuts, creepers, weepers, irritation, bubbles, troubles, and that's what we set out to do every day. Thank you so much for joining me. Until next time, I've been your host, CDB, reminding you, it's your shave, do it your way, and as always, God bless.